G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, former corrupt Queensland judge Walter Sofronoff is now under investigation by the Queensland government as well. The ACT government is currently investigating him for potential criminal charges for leaking a government report, the ACT inquiry report, to the media before he gave it to the government. He's also going to have to show up and give evidence, I believe, next year, February next year, for Shane Drumgold's legal proceedings against the ACT inquiry. So that'll be interesting. But the Queensland government now are holding another inquiry into the DNA testing inquiry last year. Walter Sofronoff headed up the Queensland government's inquiry last year into DNA testing, where it's found roughly 30,000 DNA tests for the police, so potential criminal charges against various people, 30-odd thousand people, in fact, were flawed. So the DNA testing was flawed. They held an inquiry. Now, it turns out that inquiry Walter Sofronoff headed up, that's under inquiry now by a second inquiry, because apparently there were 7,000 tests that were sort of ignored, questionable tests that he ignored for some reason. So the new inquiry is going to investigate Walter Sofronoff's inquiry from last year for the DNA testing. Now, from what I understand, the original inquiry was instituted after some whistleblowers blew the whistle. And the latest inquiry, there's another whistleblower. And I'll read out what it says in the media. But Dr. Wright's the whistleblower, said documents submitted to the Sofronoff inquiry, which is last year, showed the robotic method was recovering far less DNA. In other words, it was flawed. Now, the new inquiry, it says this: an additional 7,000 serious crime and sexual assault cases will be reviewed because of concerns about Project 13. Project 13 was dodgy testing that was raised at the inquiry last year, but Sofronoff ignored it for some reason, bringing the number of Queensland cases under review to about 37,000. That's 37,000 sexual assault and serious crime matters. Unbelievable. No, it's not. That's over about a 10 to 15 year period, from what I can tell. The new inquiry will begin today, which was announced about 4 or 5 days ago, and will run for 6 weeks. It will be led by Dr. Annabelle Bennett, Senior Counsel, a former Federal Court judge, scientist, and former president of the Australian Academy of Forensic Sciences. Well, she sounds like the perfect person to investigate the matter. Why she wasn't appointed in the first place for the inquiry last year, I don't know, but they appointed Walter Sofronoff. People were telling me, oh, he's great, he did a great job last year, he's going to do a great job on the ACT inquiry into police corruption this year. Well, we all know how that turned out, the ACT inquiry, where he in fact tried to cover up of the ACT and police, covering up the alleged rape of Brittany Higgins. They were trying to sweep all the evidence under the carpet. Bruce Lerman was charged with the alleged rape of Brittany Higgins, and the police were doing everything they could do to protect Bruce Lerman. And a big chunk of evidence came out during the ACT inquiry a couple of months ago. But what did Walter Sofronoff do? He protected the police and he went after whistleblower Shane Drumgold. Now, in doing so, Walter Sofronoff leaked the report to Jeanette Albertson, his girlfriend at the Australian newspaper. Rupert Murdoch puppet propagandist. They're trying to protect the Liberal Party, who are up to their neck in the cover-up of the alleged rape back in 2019, just before the 2019 election. So Walter Sofronoff leaked the report to his girlfriend, Jeanette Albertson. She published it, made sure the ACT government had to sack Shane Drumgold, because all the ACT inquiry report did was attack whistleblower Shane Drumgold, and that was obviously written by Walter Sofronoff, and it protected the police. By leaking the report, he forced the government's hand, the ACT government's hand. They had to sack Shane Drumgold. But Shane Drumgold, the leaking of the report's a crime in itself. So he's still under investigation for that, from what I can tell. And Shane Drumgold's instituted proceedings trying to have the allegations by Walter Sofronoff in the report quashed. And that's due to be heard in the ACT Supreme Court in February next year. And from what I can tell, Walter Sofronoff's going to have to show up and give evidence, although he might plead the fifth. There is no fifth, but he'll refuse to answer questions on the grounds that it might incriminate himself, which it would do. But now Walter Sofronoff's handiwork is under investigation by the Queensland government too, because that's one of the things the latest inquiry, the DNA inquiry, is going to be doing. Why didn't Walter Sofronoff investigate it fully when he had the DNA inquiry last year? Yeah, I'll keep on following up on this, but make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'm using a new microphone, so please let me know what you think the sound is like in the comment section. And Kangaroo Court of Australia is independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So please support my Patreon account. I currently have 323 patrons donating $2,152 a month, and I really need to double that to become financially viable. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. And the link for the Patreon account is below the video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on social media. Thank you for your time and have a good day.